Good morning, I'm Philip and we're here today for the next session of Rose Study Tours, where we're gonna take you with my partner Konstantin around EU Bonchev's rose fields. Right now we are situated at approximately 550 meters altitude, just between the Old Mountain and Middle Mountain. This is the so-called famous Bulgarian Rose Valley. We will show you today. First we go with the white rose. This is the Bulgarian Rosa alba, which has been always part of Bulgaria's tradition. As you see, it has not blossomed yet because it blooms slightly later after the Rosa Damascena. So we're in the middle of the rose harvest in Bulgaria today, and due to the cold weather, the start and the whole campaign has been prolonged. So we cannot have this usual peak which we have in a normal year, because we have had over 10 days of cold morning temperatures, which in one part is beneficial for the rose, but at the same time it's very difficult for this delicate flower, for the rose to bloom and blossom. So we're expecting 2020 harvest to be longer than usual, and without the usual peak which comes for a few days during the harvest time. Now we will go into one of the rows where you see the pickers. The pickers are local people from the nearby villages, nearby and not so nearby villages. We can go down to 60-70 kilometers to bring people from the minority groups who are picking every year the rose flowers. Let us go inside. So this is the damask rose, Rosa Damascena, for which Bulgaria is so popular and famous, and producing the Bulgarian liquid gold, the Bulgarian Rosa Damascena oil. The geographical location, the climate, the soil, all these conditions are making Bulgarian rose oil recognized as #1 in the world. Countries like Turkey, Iran, Morocco, Azerbaijan are producing rose oil as well, but the quality of Bulgaria's rose oil is #1. You can see, look at the beautiful rose. Still all these buds are yet to blossom. It's the morning time between 6 o'clock and 11 o'clock in the morning when you pick the rose. This is because at that time the rose contains the morning dew, and you should pick only flowers that are fully opened like this one. I'll try to show you, although I'm not an expert, but you pick like this. I picked with the buds, but usually pick like this. So the rose oil is inside here. Now it's very difficult for this rose to open because the temperatures in the morning are between 6 and 8-9 degrees. So we're waiting for the sun to open. In cold days like this we start the picking a little bit later. And here we are with a lady who is picking roses. Здравей!
Здрасти.
Откъде си?
От Твърдица.
She's from the village of Твърдица. Колко береш на ден?
Различно, 30, 40 до 50.
She's picking anywhere between 30 and 50 kilograms per day. The picking this year, the price for picking this year is slightly lower. It is approximately 40-45 euro cents compared to 50-55 euro cents last year. This is the net price for picking. On top of this, there are other charges like transportation. the people who organize the pickers are being paid as well. So at the end, the gross cost for us, the producers, will come anywhere between 60 and 70 euro cents per kilogram of rose picked flowers. Ще ни покажеш ли как се берат рози?
Добре.
Ето тук, където има малко повече,
Да.
за да могат да видят. This lady will show us now how roses are picked. It's a delicate flower, as I mentioned, so as you see, she's picking only the open flowers. The ones which are not opened, like this one, she'll leave for tomorrow. От колко време береш? От колко години береш?
5-6 години.
She's been picking for the past 5 or 6 years. Тук с кой си? Със семейството ли си?
Само със съпруги.
She's here with her husband. The rose oil is inside here. When this part is yellow, this means that the flower is fresh. It's not from the day before. It's not an unpicked flower. When it becomes brownish, then this means that it's an old flower and doesn't contain so much oil. Like, let's see, like here you see somebody forgot to pick a flower yesterday and it's gone. At the same time, you see that the cold weather this year, what it is causing us, this flower is not going to blossom. It will fall down, just like this bud. You see this one, it's already gone. So the cold weather is reflecting on the yield at the field. These are flowers which are not going to open, but at the same time, I think we have this year a good amount of rose buds. So at this stage, we judge the harvest as normal. We avoid to make any predictions before the harvest is over, because we fully depend on weather. Forecasts are for very sunny weather starting from Friday, so we don't know what will happen, how this will turn, how this will reflect on the factory yields. So before the harvest is over, which is usually June 15th, June 20th, we don't estimate the harvest. The rose is a very delicate flower, and it can be affected by some pests and diseases. One thing which we will surely see this year because of the cold weather is rust. You see, this is the rust which comes on the rose. What do? These fields which you see are 100% organic, so we're not allowed to spray with any chemical preparations. We use natural preparations like colloid sulfur and others to fight against different pests and diseases like rust, like agrillus. Agrillus is a bug which will go now during this period. It will go into the stem of the flower, of the plant. It will go inside, and once it goes inside, it will, I'll show, here we have a good example of agrillus. The agrillus bug has gone right here. As you see, this part has widened, so everything above has dried, because the agrillus bug will leave its egg inside here, the stem. It will usually affect grown up plants. It's not gonna go on a young plant like this. So once the agrillus bug is inside, it's going to eat up the stem. The stem will widen and it will dry from above. What is the solution for agrillus? It's only one. You go and you cut the affected branch. This is usually done after the harvest is finished. So there is no modern preparation about fighting the Agrius bug, we only use the scissors to fight the Agrius. Here is another good example where you see how the Agrius bug has gone inside, and now we will see how these branches are already they are drying. So what we'll need to do after June, we'll need to go and cut the plant down here. The rose flower can go up to 15, 20, 25 years. If you want to renew, what you have to do is you cut the plant down to the ground, maybe about 10 centimeters from above the ground. If you're lucky, if you have a favorable winter, then next year you're gonna have maybe 40-50% of the crop. The year after that, you have up to 100. So you don't need to take out the entire plant like you do with the lavender. You just need to cut down to the ground. It's a very delicate flower. As you see, probably you have noticed and asked yourself, what are these black pipes? All of our rose fields are irrigated. The rose loves water and manure, cow manure. Especially for organic, you cannot use chemicals, so it goes crazy and it grows very well when you have when you feed it with natural food like the cow manure. These are the guys, the local pickers. Very. Здрасти! Как е? Береш ли? А така. These are the guys, the local peoples, without whom we cannot do the harvest. They come in groups of anywhere between 30 and 60, 70 people, and they're organized by their leaders, group leaders. The group leader gets paid by the number of people he brings. So each village will have a group leader who will organize the whole group and bring them down to the farmer, to the producer. This group leader is the one who organizes the local minorities, not only for rose picking, but he organizes them also for cherry picking. Right now we are in competition with the cherry farmers because in the beginning of June cherry season starts. So a lot of these guys are going to the cherry gardens. Why do they prefer the cherry gardens? Because they can eat cherries and they cannot eat roses. Otherwise the payment is about the same. Here a good picker will pick, I would say, about 50 kilograms per day, so he's going to make about 20-25 euro per day. Multiply this by 30 days, he'll end up with anywhere between 600 and 700 euro net payment for the month. For Bulgaria and for the countryside, this is a very, very good salary. It's I would say 2 times more than the minimum country salary, and also it's substantially more than the average salary for the region. The problem for these guys, however, is that rose picking is only 1 month in the year. So what do we do in the rest of the year, and what do they do? We use some of these guys to help us with the lavender. We also have approximately 100 hectares of lavender fields, and they're doing the lavender maintenance of the fields. They're right there in that direction, and we will take you to, in July, in one of our next study tour sessions, we will take you to the lavender fields where you're going to see the lavender picking and lavender harvest. Lavender, in contrast to the rose, it's being harvested and picked by machines. So rose is this very special flower which still there is no machine picking for the rose. I would consider this as an advantage for Bulgaria and for Bulgaria's producers, because I think that once there is a machine invented for rose picking, there will be hundreds of companies coming from all over the world, China, United States, France, who would like to have a piece of this gold, a golden piece. At the moment, what is stopping a lot of the foreign investment and foreign companies is the fact that it's difficult for many people, for many companies to organize this manual labor. It's, I would say, this is the most difficult part from the whole process. Now we will head to the area where once the roses are picked, these guys are bringing their flowers. So you will see how the flowers are weighed, accepted, and then they are brought down to the factory for distillation. So let's head and see this process, which we have also reinvented this process and using custom-made software in order to accept the flowers. It's a sunny, beautiful day in Târnicene. It's one of these days. Zdrasti. The families are coming with their kids, and their kids are just staying around and playing because there is nobody to watch at home. So this is the place where the flowers would arrive. Добро утро. Може ли един чувал да покажем как се получава? Нищо, че е премерен. Дай ми един чувал. Дай ми един чувал. So the picker would come usually. He will bring this bag of flowers. It will be weighed. I see here that the weight of this bag is 8.75 kilograms. Usually a bag of flowers will weigh anywhere between 8-9 kilograms up to I would say 12-13 kilograms. We ask the pickers not to fill the bags too much with rose flowers because this reflects on the condition of the flowers inside. So there should not be really smashed inside because this will reflect on the yield at the factory. So once it is weighed at the scale, then we have the electronic device which prints a receipt. It prints a receipt which we give to the farmer. And ела ти първо, ела да премерим. Чакай да дойде. Ела да премериме. So now we will see. Дай премериш чувал да покажем как се мери. We will see this lady. Ти откъде си?
От Твърдица.
От Твърдица. She's from the same village like the other lady who has picked. Колко килограма си набрала? She gives her name, or she also has an assigned number. And now the lady who accepts the flowers, we have the plastic glass this year, which is necessary. Дай да покажем само. Which is necessary because of the COVID. So now we have the receipt which shows the name of the lady, where, what quantity she has picked, what sort of rose she has picked, what date, what time. Everything is here. It's a proof for her and for her picking. So every time she picks roses, she gets a receipt like this. This is it, guys. I think I hope that we have been able to show you the tradition, maybe not inspire you as much as if you have been right here with us. So we're doing these tours, these virtual tours now because of the COVID. In a normal year like this, here we will be with 20, 30 of you going around the fields, picking roses, having a competition contest, then going to the local restaurant to taste the tasty Bulgarian food, and doing a rose spa. So the idea behind this project with the study tours is to be able to bring more rose lovers to Bulgaria in order to show them our tradition, to show them how roses are picked, how roses are distilled, to have them see the Bulgarian liquid gold, the rose oil, and in fact you with the rose disease. So we'll be glad to welcome you next year on one of our Rio tours. In the meantime, please remain with the memory of the fragrant Rosa alba.